Alright, welcome back to Tim's Tiny Truck Takeover. Today we're going to be working again on the Micronut. We got some upgrades in for it finally after some shipping delays and missed shipping. We finally got what we needed. We've got a Furitek Lizard. It's got the Bluetooth module, so it's brushed only. Oh, it's brushed and brushless, but we're going to run it brushed with a PN Racing 90 turn. There's a 130 size motor. These are the typical ones found in Mini Zs. We also got their full-on kit with that, so it's got aluminum motor mount. Can't really see that there. Along with a machined spur gear and Delrin pinions, so we can actually change wheel speed and stuff. So those are all the major electronics going in, and then we've also got these little tiny Protects. They're 240 milliamp hour. These things are small. Here's a standard rod end for a 10 scale. These things are tiny, so this will probably help us get everything to fit in this chassis better because it's so damn tight in here. But yeah, I will get this thing blown apart and start putting it back together with everything. Alright, so first things first, we're going to work on the motor mount, PN Racing one. Let me just open it up here and show you guys. Comes with instructions, which is nice, but we'll probably use it. I think it's got nice pictures and stuff in it. So, instructions are pretty good, especially for a stock-ish rig, stock frame rail rig at least. It even comes with a sticker, because the way this mounts, it mounts forward to the transmission, so we do get a little front weight, which is nice. It actually comes with a sticker so you can mark out the stock battery tray, or ESC tray, excuse me, and cut it, which is kind of cool if they provide that, but we won't be using that today because this one doesn't have a battery tray. Yeah, I'll show you guys everything here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, we got aluminum spur gear and everything now. 3 different size Delrin pinions, which will probably start in the middle and work out if we want more wheel speed or not. This little mount here is for the actual motor. So this mounts directly to the motor. And then we'll mount to the transmission mount, which is this one here. Yeah, so this is the actual, this mounts the transmission. Motor mounts on the side, shoots it out front. So let me, comes with a little baggie of screws and everything, so that's great. I will get this torn apart and get it put back together and show you guys when it's done. Alright, so now I gotta take them all apart. The actual motor mount, this plate, bolts right in the stock location. So up over just like that, and it's 4 screws back in it. After that, you can put the spur gear back on, and then we'll put the motor bracket in and get the mesh set up, and it'll be good to go. This one's pretty simple mount and everything. I like it. I run it in my C10 truggy, and it's definitely got more punch for sure. Wheel speed, it has more wheel speed, definitely. I do wish it had a little bit more low end torque. I'll be running the exact same setup as this is, the PN Racing with the Lizard. It could also be the settings I have in the Lizard may not be set up correctly, but we will dive into that when we get into it to make sure it's tuned right. So yeah, just mounts on there just like that. Nice and simple. Stock battery, stock, mounts the same location as the stock motor plate. Now this goes on, probably want wires inwards. Here comes the tricky part, figure out where everything goes, make sure it fits in this damn buggy. It goes there, wires on the inside, cool. So, we go on like that. Mount that in there just like so. And now, like so, and I'll bust out the screws it comes with. These ones, I believe, are, yep, the little flat heads here. Countersink the machining on this is pretty nice. So, I mean, it's definitely, I would consider it quality. I just have fat fingers and cannot get this screw in. There we go. Forgot these are a step up bigger. And like I said, these are for the Mini Z motors, so you can actually get any Mini Z drift motor you want. This is just their what they have for the SCX24. It's a 90 turn. So if you want more wheel speed, you can get a 50 or whatever. These motors are actually fully rebuildable. You can change the brushes. You can actually, they've got a magnet upgrade for them you can put in there to help out with torque and RPM. A little tight in there, but yeah, they're full rebuildable. I don't know if you guys can see that. There it goes. Full rebuildable brushes, so you get new brushes for it and everything, new brush hood, stuff like that. So definitely good for maintenance, long-term stuff. We're gonna go with the middle pinion. I think they're, what is it, a 10, 11, and a 12 tooth. We're gonna throw the 11 on just to start. So if we need more wheel speed, we can go up. If we want less wheel speed, more torque, which we might with these bigger tires, we can always swap it out. And these press on pretty well. For what I've done, pretty much just get the pinion level with the top of the motor shaft. So then you got no motor shaft sticking up and no, not like too much gear outside of out of the shaft. Where'd the transmission go? Oh, it's right there. Alright, so now I gotta throw the spur gear on. There is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is a taller side on this side here, and on the shorter side, that taller side goes towards the transmission. That's to space it up out of the bearing. Just like that. Nut goes on. Yeah, I've ran this one, and I might switch mine to the 10 tooth a little bit, just to give it a little bit more power. Feels like it binds up, but the way I also drive that thing is, I run it into anything to get bound, so. But, and my gear mesh might be a little tight, I think, but. Yep, we got enough gear mesh there. We're not we're running fully on the spur. We're not missing any teeth on the spur or anything like that. Yeah, this will raise the motor and CG up a little bit, but I think it's worth it. The torque, and it's also really forward, so it's going to help brake over angle, going up over anything, climbing up anything. You typically want weight forward, so this is good. Yes, it is a little higher, but I've liked it, and it's worked great since I've had it. I noticed me climbing up over stuff is a lot better than it has in the past. Yeah, it's a little tight. Like I said, yeah, these are also mini Z size, so if you have an itching to go fast, you can, I believe these will mount up directly to the brushless motors for them. From what I've seen, I've been trying to find a censored one from PN Racing, I think is. Well, PN Racing's who's made the mount and everything. I think there's a different company that sells or Keen Hobbies. That's what it's Keenon or something like that. That's where we got this kit from. And did I put the right one on? Yeah, I did. Okay. Setting the gear on this mesh on this is kind of difficult. There we go. A little bit of play. We're good there. So let's get this mounted back in here, and we'll be good to go. So more than likely, I'm gonna end up unsoldering all these wires and just direct soldering to it, just because we don't have room for plugs and everything like that. But currently, I'm thinking the battery might fit up in here. Ooh, that'd be nice. Super low. I fit up in there, but we'll figure that out when we get to that. So this mounted back in. I'm just going to test fit it in because I only did some guesstimating to see if it actually would fit in this chassis when I did mine. So I'm going to pull this BXR out. It's kind of in the way. BXR is great. I mean, it worked in this really well. It's just we don't have room for it. It's too small. And this thing, I'll show you guys. It's freaking tiny. This one did come with a Bluetooth module, so you can actually tune this from your phone app, which it works pretty well. But yeah, just look at that. It's so tiny. This little extension here is a Bluetooth module. You don't have to keep it in there. You can pull it out. I don't have it in mine, but we probably will leave it in this one because it's so freaking small. I don't want to keep unplugging and plugging that in every time we need to tune something, but. Yeah, so we're going to lose a little bit of back weight and gain a little bit of size. This thing is tiny, which it's what it's for. So now let's test fit this, make sure everything works. I'm mainly worried about, I think we'll be fine. Oh, dude, this was meant for it. I got to move the radio. Pull that out too. Wow, that's tight. Let me put a couple screws in here to show you guys. I did not build this chassis around this motor. I think we just got a little lucky. Because it's tight. I wasn't too worried about the height when I was testing it. I'll put it together and stuff. I was kind of more worried about the length, because the front of this chassis, it does taper in. I didn't want that to run into the motor, which I think it's right at the edge. It might have a hair of space. Come on, you stupid screw. The only thing I don't like about the skid is that front links, or the upper links, mount to the skid. And the way I have it set up, I mount it through the frame. It's just a pain in the butt to take in and out, but it does the job. We do have more upgrades coming to this soon. Once they come, we pre-ordered the Little Guy Racing Super 8 axles. So if you don't know Little Guy Racing, he's run by Jordan Pellegrino, a full-size U4 racer, and that's kind of what he's done with the 24. He's made a bunch of U4 chassis. He's done the Little Guy Racing tires, which I've seen They work pretty well, which I do want to get a set of those at some point. But just came out with the Super 8 axles, which are, I believe they're 3D printed. But they are much wider than stock, so you don't have to put on some weird wheel wideners and screw with your scrub radius on your axles, which can hinder performance, but we've got those pre-ordered, so when those come out, those are going on this. Then we'll probably at some point, he's got portal axles as well, and there's other portal kits out there. We might, maybe not this buggy. We'll make a different buggy with to run portals, because it would be entertaining. But these do have quite a high diff clearance anyway, so don't know how much we're gaining there. Oh, there's actually more room than I thought there was going to be. Sweet. Yeah, so, oh, wow, is it? Wow, okay. Let me get you guys in here. I don't know if you guys can actually see this. There's like zero, I mean, it's tight. That's a piece of paper probably to fit in there. Wow, I got lucky on that one. But yeah, it fits in there quite nicely. It shouldn't run into the links. I haven't had any issues with it. Basically, we're all running, this is running a stock geometry style, approximately at least. So we should be good there. So sweet. Okay, so now I gotta figure out where all the electronics are gonna go. Actually, this battery, I might need to make a tray, which is fine. If we can get it, yeah, I'm going to change these out for an XT60. We don't need this much of a lead either. Oh, dude, that's perfect. That can go there. I can run this out that way. This is the receiver here. The receiver can go up in there like that. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I kind of want to keep it there. I can stick it behind that still. That's close. Yeah. Well, I'm going to tear this back apart and see where I can get everything to fit. I'll probably bust out the soldering iron and start mounting some stuff. Yeah, actually, well, this... So if I remember right, I tried to put the receiver back there and it was too tight. But now that it's decased, it might fit in the back here. I don't remember. That'll work. I'll look at it when we get to that point. But yeah, so next step, I'm going to mount this, probably. But I'm going to pull this back apart and get these wires. Actually, I don't really need to pull it apart. No, so I'm going to just time lapse it and get this put back together as much as I can, then I'll work on fitting all the electronics in. So here we go. Alright, put it back together. Oh, shit. So, it looks like it barely, actually does clear the motor. That link is just right there. Full stuff that way. What's that bind on? Yeah, I mean, it barely touches it, but we're not going to worry about that because it's just, it'll be fine. But yeah, so that's back together. It all clears up front. I don't know if you guys see that, but it just barely touches right there at full bump, pretty much. If this had the stock wishbone in it, C10 wishbone, it'd probably be fine. But since we convert it to 4-link, these are out wider and stuff like that, because I don't think I hit it on mine. You know, it clears on mine. I think it's just the angle. Could also be the shocks are slightly higher up. But yeah, we're good there. But It'll be fine. It's not going to torque this out too much, so. Cool. So I'm going to get all the electronics mounted in. I'm not going to bore you with that. It's going to be a lot of trial and error. I might be here a while. So, oh, shit. I'll get all those hooked back up and get it back together and talk to you guys what I did and when I get that done. Cool. See ya. Alright. Took us a little bit, but I finally got it all put back together. So, the way I ended up mounting everything, ESC still back up under here. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Stuck up underneath here. With the Bluetooth module and everything installed, we had plenty of room there. I went and made a 3D printed mount tray back here. It's black and it's dark, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it right where my finger's at. That's where the battery lives. So it just sits in there like that. We'll just run a strap around it, the stock strap, to mount it in. And then for the race receiver, we put it again behind here. It's actually running into the motor right now. The pins are, so we had to get rid of the plastic ends on them. So all of them had the servo plug end on it. So we pulled that off, and I just heat shrunk over the pins, and it gave just enough room to get it in there and get it all back together. So yeah, it lives again with upgrades. So yeah, next we got coming is this was Super 8 axles when we got it. I'm not going to work on it today, but we're going to try out these double barrels from Hot Racing, telescoping shocks. Let's see how those end up working, but we're not going to put those on today. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and comment down below if you want to see more of this. You can check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Scale RC Customs. That way you can keep updated on the Micronut, any My24, and any of the other big stuff and comp stuff we have going on. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you want to keep seeing this stuff. All right, guys. Thank you. See you later.